This is a different kind of insurance. It's called liability insurance. Now, liability insurance is to protect you in case somebody is hurt because of your negligence. Now, who would need that kind of insurance? Doctors do, lawyers do, property owners, anybody who owns a car, anybody who owns a business, anything that you own. If there's something, homeowners, even if you're renting, you probably need some little bit of a liability insurance, especially if you have a dog, because if your dog bites somebody or something, or they fall down while they're in your apartment, that could be you are liable for their injury. Homeowners insurance. When you have a homeowner or renter's insurance, you want to protect your belongings. And homeowners insurance, notice it will be anything that is damaged by fire, or if you have someone break in, it's for theft. If you have wind damage and a tree falls on your house, it will pay for the damages. Tornadoes, water leaks. Now notice this is water leaks. So if your hose to your washer all of a sudden splits and floods your house, it will pay for that water damage. Hail, and there's falling trees. And it covers it for repairing. So if it floods your house and you need to have the flooring replaced, it will pay to have that done. If it's blown away in a tornado or fire damage, why, it will replace for the structure. And also the contents inside. It will also usually have a liability. So if something happens while someone's at your house and they break a leg, or your dog bites them and they have to have some kind of medicals, go to the emergency room or something, this will cover it. Or even, I got tickled at this, even if your dog chews up somebody's car tire, okay? Notice this does not pay for flood damage. It pays for water damage. But like if your pipes freeze in your ceiling, if you have something goes up into the ceiling with water in it and it gets really cold and it freezes, and then when it thaws out, it floods your house, it will repair that. Now, there are two different kinds of homeowners insurance. There's actual cost, and then there's replacement cost. Now, whenever you have actual cost, that means if you had a refrigerator and it's 10 years old, then it's not worth a new refrigerator because it's been used for 10 years. So it would be what you could get out, mainly what it would be worth. They take the price that you paid for it, and they take a percentage of how long you've had it. And that way, it's only if it's sold, what would it be worth. And so 15-year-old refrigerator is almost at the end of its life, so it's not going to be worth maybe the $1,000 that you paid for it. It might be worth only $100. That's actual cost, not what you cost you, but how much it would actually be worth if you were to resell it. Replacement cost. Replacement cost, it replaces it and it picks up the cost. It's like the little example we had in our material of the stereo system. The first person, it had actual cost, so they only got $125 to buy the new stereo system, whereas the replacement cost, they got a brand new one for it. Now, insurance companies will lead you through this, but it's you need to insure your house at 80% the market value of the house and 20% of the land value. And usually they take 75% value of the house. Now, if you have something that's very valuable, you need to list it separately. I have a cousin that has a big collection of precious moments. And when they were going back over their insurance policy, she had to list every precious moment figurine she had. And so if something would happen to their house, she would get reimbursed for all of them that were broken. Inventory. To take inventory, take a list and list the things that are valuable, like jewelry or artwork that's valuable, or antiques. Take pictures of every room. Take pictures. When my brother's house burned down, they had so many games to play, and the insurance company asked them to list every game they had. And so they were listing Monopoly and Sorry, and then there were a lot of games that aren't even out there anymore. And so they were having a terrible time trying to figure out how many games they had. So take a picture of your possessions that you have in your house. And right now we can store them. We can store them in the iCloud. If you use a video camera, then store that however the storage is on that. Back it up somewhere where it's safe. Do not leave it in your house. Okay? Flood insurance. If you live in a floodplain where it's going to flood every once in a while, you need flood insurance. But you have to purchase it as a separate insurance from any of the others. And it will only pay when your house is flooded, okay? And nobody else will get paid when their house is flooded unless they have flood insurance. Now let's talk about car insurance. Car insurance, again, you're required by law to keep liability insurance on your car. That means if you are in an accident, you are the cause of that accident, then you are liable to pay for all of the damages done to the other person's body and to their car or vehicle. So you have to carry liability insurance. And for you teenagers, because you have the highest rate of accidents, they charge you really high. When my oldest son turned 16, I took him and he got his driver's license, went down to the insurance company. He was going to drive a car we had, and the insurance was 5 times as much as what we had already on the car. It was just jumped way up there. There are different ways to get your insurance costs down. Good grades, a B or A average, is very good at bringing down your insurance. Having some kind of training for driving will also bring down your cost. Liability insurance, it covers whatever kind of damage you did to their car, not yours, their car. And it also, if they have to go to the hospital and stay for a while, or even go to the emergency room just to get checked out, they pay for that. Your insurance will have to pay for it if you are at fault. Comprehensive. It pays for things that might happen to your car when it's not out on the road, basically, or it's not the damage from an accident. It's natural things like hail, or your tree falls on your car, or fire, or it catches on fire, or somebody breaks a window and gets in, or there's a rock that hits your windshield and cracks it, or if it's stolen and stripped, then it will pay for it. Relative of mine, their car was taken out of the garage, and somebody lived in it for 4 days, and it was trashed. I mean, it was just terrible to get it cleaned up, and so the insurance company actually totaled the car and let them get a different car. Uninsured motorists, this is a part of your insurance that if you pay for it, it's not very much, but it will protect you in case you are injured in an accident where the other person is not insured. Then it will pay for your damages up to a certain amount that you incur to your car. Collision covers damages to your vehicle that was incurred in an accident that was your fault. Now, if it's not your fault, the other insurance will have to do this. It will cover the driver, whether or not he's at fault for the accident. It also provides for towing. That means if you have to have a tow truck come out. When they tow it to when the tow truck comes, they have a storage yard, and they charge by the day how long it's in there. So it will pay for that. And it will also pay for it to be taken to the salvage if it is bad enough damage that it's been totaled. Or it will pay to repair your car if it's repairable. That is collision. Medical covers any kind of medical injuries that are in your accident. Okay, it's for you, for your passengers, for the people that you accidentally ran into, regardless of whose fault it says here. It also covers you and members of your household in any accident involving an automobile, whether you are on foot, bicycle, or in someone else's car. Now, when you are looking at an insurance policy for a car, it's going to have 3 numbers. The first number, which is the $100,000, is the amount that this insurance policy will pay for one person for that accident. So each person that they will pay for is up to $100,000. They don't pay $100,000. They will pay the medical costs that they have to go through. Like if the emergency room bill is $5,000, then they will pay $5,000. Now, the second number is the total amount that they will pay for the injuries incurred in that accident. So now if you hit a car and there's multiple people in there and you go over that $300,000, I'm sorry, medical insurance will not pay on an accident. And $90,000, that last number, is the total that it will pay for that accident for the vehicles. So another relative of ours, her teenage daughter had an accident, and they had an old policy that was like 25, and she ran into and totaled her car. She was at fault, and she ran into a big 4-door truck, pickup truck. And needless to say, $25,000 was not enough to fix her vehicle and the truck, and they had to pay the owner of that truck for the value of his truck over the $25,000. So getting a bigger insurance policy here is much better for you to have. It doesn't cost very much more, but to protect yourself, go for it. Doesn't cost maybe $2 or $3 per premium, and it's to get the higher coverage. So I hope this has helped a little bit. So have a great day.